Hello, human peoples. You're listening to the podcast network of Gamefully Unemployed. To support us and gain access to great exclusive podcasts like Fox Mulder is a Maniac, Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and our latest show, Spiel Boys, head over to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. We do game streaming, movie nights with our patrons every Friday night, and you can even commission your own podcast about anything you want. Literally anything, within reason, and we have to do it. You are quite frankly out of excuses not to go visit patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed. That's patreon.com/GAMEFULLY unemployed, which is spelled like it sounds.
To be or not to be? Not to be.
Well, how are things? How are things?
Man, they've been thingy. They've been pretty thingy. And I gotta say, pretty excited about how those things are continuing to thing.
Yeah, me too. I like things.
Yeah. I've gotten more things since the last time we spoke, Dave.
Oh, wow.
My ownership of things has increased since last we spoke. Yeah.
I also have more things, I think.
Mm-hmm. I generally collect one or two new things a week.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Depends. One of the things I got this week was a book, Inside Collectible Card Games from the year 1996.
That's a thing.
I purchased it for 79 cents.
Ooh.
And I can't wait to start going through it with a highlighter. That's a thing that I have added.
You sick fuck.
To my collection of things.
Sick fuck.
I know. I'm a real problem. I'm a real drain on society.
Yeah.
It's real Norman Bates pushing a car into the swamp energy.
Well, this is us giving back. We're giving back right now to society.
Yeah, this is community service.
Yeah.
This is almost literally Make-A-Wish.
Yeah, almost.
Almost.
For people who don't know, this is Draft Action Hero.
Yeah!
The show where we draft action heroes.
We sure do.
Brought to you by our producer, James Rainey. They started this a whole, I don't know, what is it? Been 5 years of this show? 6 years?
18 years.
Yeah. We're on episode 15. I think total we have 18 episodes. So 3 more episodes of this. Until that's it. That's curtains.
Coming to the end of Draft Action Hero.
Yeah, I wonder if there's anything special we should do for the last episode.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll get together with James Rainey, see if they have any ideas.
Yeah, we can.
But yeah.
I mean, we're doing something special today.
This is a good one. I'm excited about today. Some days I'm like, all right, we'll figure it out. Other days, like today, I'm like, I already know exactly what I'm going to do.
Yeah. I actually don't know what I'm going to do, but there's just so many options.
There's a lot of options. There's a lot of tasty, very appealing options.
Yeah. So for people who don't know, this is what we're going to do is we have a select theme of action heroes, and we're going to draft them with a coin I don't have.
You son of a bitch.
I'm desperately looking for something I can flip. I can flip my asthma inhaler.
Yeah, do that.
Okay. I'll flip my asthma inhaler.
Go into the bathroom and do it above the toilet.
Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah. And we'll do toilet or not toilet as heads or tails.
Exactly.
And so then we're going to draft from these action heroes, and then we're going to create with a randomizer a scenario, a group of henchmen, and a location, and we're going to role play our action heroes through it, and then declare a winner, which never actually, I don't think we've kept track of that. And that's the show.
Lord. Yeah, I don't even.
Yeah. No. Someone could go back and figure out who won all of them, but
I guess. I mean, it's cops and robbers. We just sort of decide who wins.
Yeah. And it really doesn't matter.
No.
What
matters is the journey. Exactly. The process.
It's about you all listening to us struggle through improvising action sequences with heroes. And today's theme, Tom, is Vin Diesel. Yeah.
Get ready for some Vinspiration.
Yeah. It was inevitable, you know?
Yeah, it's weird it took us this long.
Yeah.
To get to old Vin.
Old Vin. Well, we did like a Bruce Willis one too, but we generally don't. I think we did Nicolas Cage. We generally don't do actors, but like it's Vin Diesel. It's
you sort of have to, yeah.
Yeah. So the lineup of Vin Diesel characters,
Such a rich tapestry. It really is.
It really is. And let me know, Tom, if I'm missing anybody. Groot is our first one. Groot, the tree. Next is, of course, Dominic Toretto.
Oh, yeah.
From Fast and the Furious.
The family.
Yep. Next is, of course, Xander Cage from Triple X. Next is one Richard B. Riddick.
Yes!
Yeah. Next is a Mr. Bloodshot. I don't actually remember what the character's name is, but he's Bloodshot.
Doesn't matter. He's Mr. Bloodshot.
Yep. Next is Calder from The Last
Witch Hunter. Hell yeah.
Yep. After that, I have listed here the Iron Giant. Because
fucking hell, Dave. This lineup. This is a fucking murderer's row.
I know. And then finally, Private Caparzo.
Oh, yeah, of course.
From Saving Private Ryan.
Listen, he just wants to get that little French child out of that village and get his letter to his dad.
Yeah.
And let me tell you, Dave, he doesn't do either thing.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. I skipped, what was that one called? Titan AE?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, I went ahead and skipped that one.
That was bad. That was bad. Babylon AD. Babylon.
Titan AE is
the Don Bluth movie, yeah.
Yeah. Babylon AD? AE?
Babylon AD, and then it's Titan
AD.
AE.
Okay, so no Titan AE characters.
No, Vin Diesel was not in that film.
Yeah, but we're skipping it either way. All right, well, fuck me.
This is a real man.
It's gonna be great.
It's like being told. Ask me which parent I want to live with.
Right. You can't choose. Don't make me choose.
Don't make me do that.
Shit. I have a knife on my desk. I'm gonna flip.
All right, maybe don't flip the knife, Dave. Certainly, there's.
I'm gonna flip the knife, Tom. So there's the side with the belt clip. That'll be heads, and the side without is tails. So, Tom, heads or tails?
Heads. Christ.
You got it.
Yep.
The knife is fine. Don't worry.
All right.
It wasn't open.
Well, it's not open when you start to throw it, but if you're cool, if you're cool,
that's true.
If you're like a cool ninja, you throw it and it comes open in the air.
In retrospect,
it can stab villains.
Yeah, in retrospect, I should have flipped a knife every single episode.
Yes.
So your heads, that means you pick one, and then I pick two, you pick two, etc. What are we starting with?
I almost wish I had lost.
I know.
This is tough.
I know.
I'm picking Dominic Toretto.
Oh, of course. Well, if you're picking Dom, then I'm gonna go into the Xander zone. And then I'm also. This is hard.
It is hard. There's a lot of glorious Vins.
Okay, depending on what we land on, I'm gonna need the Iron Giant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Give me Riddick.
Ooh.
I'm gonna need Riddick.
Yep.
And give me Groot.
Oh, that's fair.
Well, you took Iron Giant, so
I gotta
get a Hulk. I gotta get a Hulk. I mean, they're all Hulks. They're all
yeah. Listen, Tom. Now it's for me, so I'm gonna take Bloodshot.
Sure.
And Calder, so you
obviously
you get Private Caparzo.
Yeah, I do. Listen, he just wants to get this letter to his dad, and to get this angry French child out of this shelled French village. And he just doesn't do either thing.
So you have Groot, Dominic, you have Riddick. You have, and then you have
Caparzo, yeah.
And then I have Xander Cage, Bloodshot, Calder, and the Iron Giant. That's what we're dealing with now.
Man,
and so now
I just want to watch this TV show.
Yeah. Oh yeah, what would it just
into into the Viniverse? I don't know.
Into the Viniverse. So we need to figure out some stuff. We need to figure out what our henchmen are going to be. We're going to figure out what our location is and what the scenario is. So for our henchmen, we have medieval knights.
Yeah, of course.
Marauders.
Now, how are we defining marauders? Like wasteland marauders, like Mad Max?
I think they're Mad Max marauders.
Okay.
Yeah. Balding dudes in their 50s.
Yes.
Anybody who's watched like an 80s action movie knows exactly what we're picturing.
Any 80s police thriller, the bad guy was invariably a balding dude in his 50s.
Probably with a mustache, barrel-chested.
Yeah, or at least some of the henchmen looked like that.
Yeah.
A lot of henchmen looked like
snub-nosed revolvers.
Yeah, a lot of snub-nosed revolvers. A lot of weapons that could fit in lunch sacks.
Yeah.
A lot of henchmen not doing a lot of effort to kill people. All right.
Right. Cultists. Star Wars stormtroopers, which we have yet to. And to shake things up, evil wizards, which there's at least one Vin Diesel character who is useful for that. So I'm going to spin this.
Yeah, the Iron Giant. He knows a thing or two about magic.
Exactly. And it landed on cultists. Now, Tom, I think we can give ourselves one free spin throughout this.
Yeah.
I don't know if we should waste it on cultists. Because, honestly, the henchmen don't matter that much.
That's true.
We can keep spinning and then decide which one we want to respin.
Let's do that.
Okay. So, we're going to spin location next. Location is a Wild West town, which I would argue is also the era.
Yeah. Yes.
A theme park, which we still haven't done. Ancient temple / jungle.
Okay.
A casino / Las Vegas. Doesn't have. It could be a riverboat casino. A water world. Just water world, man.
Could it be a riverboat casino in Waterworld?
Yeah, I don't see why not.
Obviously.
A dystopian airship armada.
Yeah. Yes. Clearly. Get Sky Captain in there.
Yep. Or finally, a retirement community. So we're going to go ahead and spin this one and see what comes up. It landed on casino / Vegas. Let's sit on that for a second.
Okay. So far we have cultists in a casino / Vegas. Okay.
Yep. For our scenario, we have You Are Judge Dredd. Classic. Treasure Hunt. A Price on Your Head. Framed for Murder.
Listen, these are all viable reasons to be in Las Vegas.
It's true. Revenge Rampage. Or a Mind Heist. A Mind Heist.
Good old-fashioned mind heist.
All right. Well, I'm spinning the wheel to find out what it lands on. So we landed on Price on Your Head. Now, currently, Tom, we have cultists in a casino, and there's a price on our head. What do you think we should re-roll?
The casino.
Okay. I am going to re-roll the casino.
Do you agree? What do you think?
Because, well, it landed on theme park.
Okay. So obviously my choice was correct.
Yeah.
Because now we're in a theme park, Dave.
Yeah. Now we're in a theme park with a group of cultists.
And the whole world has changed. Whole world has changed.
The whole world has changed.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess, do we need to figure out what the theme park is? Can I make a suggestion?
Yes.
Legoland.
Sure. I've never been to Legoland.
Neither have I.
So I don't know what's there. So we're going to make up all the rides as we go.
Yes. Here's what I know about Legoland. It's for children. It's not for adults. You have to have a kid to go to Legoland.
Okay.
All right. So,
like they won't let you inside?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's chill.
Yeah, you have to rent a child or something. I don't know.
Okay, cool. Like they just have them at the front. Like they have jackets at nice restaurants
exactly.
you can borrow. You just borrow a kid.
Yep. We're at Legoland, and there's Lego cultists there, I assume. And there's what did we? Oh, I burped. There's a price on your head.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
we are so professional.
Yeah. Do we want to look up Legoland rides?
No.
Okay, so
I mean, maybe like partway through the episode, we'll look it up.
Well, we need to know. Okay, there's a price on our head.
Uh-huh.
Do we want to? So we have to break this up into sections, right? So the cultists, we have to figure out our plot, right? There's a cultist group at Legoland, and I assume the lead cultist is like, give me Vin Diesel.
Give me the head of Vin Diesel.
And I will give you money.
Well, he's a cultist, so, whatever.
I will give you eternal life.
Yeah. Well, you'll get to sit at the right hand of Nyarlathotep or whatever.
Sure.
When the convergence happens or whatever nonsense they're jibbing about.
Okay, so
they're jibba-jabbing about, Dave.
So I assume we have to escape Legoland.
Yeah,
right.
And one version of escaping is to murder your way through it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like that's an escape.
Yeah. So I think we need a food court.
Mm-hmm. We need a food court. We need a stroller rental.
Okay.
We need a roller coaster of some kind, and the roller coaster, I assume, is made of Legos.
Yeah, I'll say made of Legos.
Roller coaster made of Legos.
Coaster.
I feel like that's where we fight the cultist, though, like the main cultist.
Like the main cultist.
Like I feel like that's like the showdown is on the Lego roller coaster.
So we probably start in the food court.
Probably start in the food court, and I feel like the only other thing we like need to have. Okay.
We need one more.
All right. So we got to at least have one little like Lego village area, right? Where they like, I imagine there's sections of Legoland where they just have like Lego scenes built for people to admire.
Oh, I was thinking
all
right. So I'm thinking Lego Village Playground where there's like slides and shit, but there's also like models.
Yeah, I was thinking about like professional stuff, like the Model Village and Hot Fuzz. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay, yeah, we'll do that.
Where it's like professional Lego builders have built out little villages and shit.
Okay,
that must be a thing, right?
Yeah, I assume so.
If you're gonna have a Legoland, wouldn't you have Legos there?
What about if we want a fifth, we could do the Lego orgy room.
Yeah,
where they have all the orgies.
Yeah, all that brick friction.
Yeah, brick friction.
Briction, they call it.
All right, Briction.
Briction.
How do you spell Briction? I don't think there's a right way to.
There's no wrong way to spell Briction, Dave.
All right, Briction room for sexual encounters. All right. So that's 5, actually. Do we want the food court and stroller rental to kind of like merge?
Yes.
Yeah. Because I don't think we need more than 4 for this.
No.
I found that in the past when we do 5, we really run out of steam.
We run out of steam, yeah. 5 is too many.
All right. So.
I think we're asking too much of ourselves to do 5 different scenarios.
Yeah.
They're going to start to get kind of samey.
Okay, well, I'm picking Xander Cage. I'm just saying that right now.
Uh-huh. I have a real conundrum I'm being faced with.
Yeah.
Because do I unleash Dom Toretto or do I unleash Riddick on Legoland?
Ooh.
I mean, Groot would be fun, but like... And also, if I had the Iron Giant, I might consider the Iron Giant. But I'm down to these 2 real chaotic mavericks, Dave.
Right.
Dom and Riddick, his 2 signature characters.
This is hard.
It is very hard.
I don't think I can make this choice for you.
I'm going to do Riddick.
Yeah!
Let me tell you why, Dave. Let me tell you why.
Why?
They both offer interesting possibilities, right? Dom, obviously, he's going to want to drive his souped-up car everywhere, so lots of jumping, lots of ramping, lots of crashing through stuff. You can picture that episode, and it's great.
Right.
The Riddick episode that was more alluring to me is, you remember in Pitch Black where they don't know where he is for half the movie and he's just like creeping around them, being a creep?
Yeah.
Like sneaking up behind like Rada Mitchell and sniffing her hair. And like showing up and stealing people's shit when their backs are turned. I want him to do that through Legoland.
Absolutely. Of course.
That's what won me over, Dave.
Oh, this is gonna be great. We're gonna have a great time.
Got a shine job to sneak through Legoland.
Fuck. Okay. I guess the next all right, the next thing that needs to happen is we need to figure out who goes first. So Tom,
well, I won the toss.
You won the toss, so you get to say who goes first.
You.
All right.
I hate going first.
Okay, I'll go first. This
Cage. Not all the time, but this time I would like Xander Cage to go first. Right.
Okay, so I'm Xander Cage. I'm wearing a giant fluffy coat. Even though it's L.A., it's the Legoland in L.A., let's say. So I am sweating.
Yeah.
I am just this moist, bald head sticking out of this fur coat.
You're dressed like you spent way too much on prom.
Yeah.
Perfect.
So I'm sitting at the Legoland food court.
Yeah. Eating Legos.
Yep.
Haven't figured out they're not food yet.
Just eating a bowl of Legos.
Eating Legos. These edible Legos are pretty good.
A waitress comes up and is like, "Would you like me to refill your Lego water?" And I say, "Yeah, sure." And I watch her closely, right? And I'm looking around, and there's a guy reading the newspaper, and I see that guy, and I see the waitress, and then I see some businessmen doing business on the other table, and I pick up my drink and I smash it over the waitress's head, and her wig falls off, and she's actually a cultist. And then I have my skateboard, right?
Yeah, it's like strapped to your back. Yeah.
Yeah. I take it off and I throw it like a boomerang into the guy reading the newspaper.
Yeah.
And then I pick up. I go to the stroller rental, right? The guy reading the newspaper is also a cultist. It turns out, right? And then I take the stroller and I grind down, grind my table on the stroller, and I slam it into the businessmen who are also cultists, and they're like, "How did you know?" And I'm like, "A little detective work, you see, because I'm Xander Cage, world's greatest detective, if you recall, Tom."
That's right. That is right. I forgot he's a master of deduction.
Right. And I'm like, these businessmen, they're reading the paper on a Sunday. There's no business on Sundays. And that waitress,
Dave, that's so good.
I noticed she was wearing high heels. No waitress wears high heels. And that, what was the last guy? Business. Hold on. There was businessmen. Oh, the guy reading the paper was different than the businessman. Shit. All right. Well, that's
I'm
fine.
Still wowed.
And
I'm still wowed by your
and I'm like,
reasoning.
you too, you businessmen. Why are you at Legoland? You don't have a kid. I am the world's greatest detective, Xander Cage. And then I take out a pipe and I fill it with some Monster Energy drink and I smoke it. I smoke the pipe of Monster Energy drink.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man, you're gonna be so deductive.
I know. I'm fucking Xander Cage, world's greatest detective. And then I'm also, you forget I'm also a man of gadgets. So I take out some...
man, dude, Xander Cage is the coolest.
Yeah, I take out some bubble gum, and I chew it for a second, and I stick it on the guy's face.
Yeah.
And I walk away, and I skateboard away on the stroller, and I pop in my Walkman, play a little Rammstein.
Your Discman, you mean? Your Sony Discman. Your mini disc player.
My mini disc player. Yeah. And I press a button as the guy's face explodes, just detonates all over the children. And I say, "You just walked into the Xander zone." And I have a. So this whole time, I also have a mini DV camera, and I've been filming myself too. And then I ride the stroller I ride it down the food court.
Yeah.
And
food court's on an incline. They usually are.
I ride it down the food court, and I ride it to the bridge that's like leading into the food court,
Mm-hmm.
and I jump the stroller off the bridge, and then the stroller starts flying down. The band Hatebreed starts playing.
Yeah.
They're just like on the bridge doing a show.
Yeah.
And then the stroller explodes, and I skydive down. It's only like a 10-foot drop because it's a bridge over like a small river. There's probably ducks in there, but the ducks detonate. The stroller detonates.
Yeah.
And people film it, and they're like, "You're so fucking cool." Xander Cage, Tony Hawk's there, and he's like, "I want to be like you." And then I land on 2 ladies, and we have sex.
Okay.
In the dead ducks.
Yeah.
Like a bed of ducks.
Like a bed of down. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just torn apart by Lego shrapnel.
Right, and I deduce that I fuck like a king.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, king fuck.
Yeah,
that's what they call him. That's what they call Xander Cage.
Right, and that's my first one.
Okay, well, listen, I'm gonna shake things up.
Okay.
I've changed my mind. I'm Dom Toretto now. Riddick, I had to call an audible. You're riding the pine today, Riddick. Okay. So Dom Toretto gets word he's just trying to be in retirement, right? He's just trying to have a cookout,
right?
With the family, his whole extended family. His brother John Cena is there. We don't know. Brian's always late. He's never there anymore. We're always just missing him. He went out to get more hot dog buns.
Right.
When Dom gets word, I don't know, Kurt Russell or some shit shows up and says, not Kurt Russell. Look, Vin Diesel. Look, Dom Toretto. The cult is back. The cult. Yeah, you know the one. The cult that swore to kill me and my brother. Yeah, they're back. And they want to kill you, man. There's a price on your head. You got to go down to Legoland and take care of these clowns. And he's like, I'm on it. So he hops onto the grill and presses the little NOS button on the side. And I just rocket away from our suburban family cookout on this grill.
Right.
With a cool souped-up engine and NOS canisters. And I ride that girl all the way to Legoland and explode into the food court. And nobody really takes too much notice because, it's a grill. It's a food court. That's where they go.
Right.
And then I land and take a look around and see all the cultists are coming out of the woodwork now. Masks are off. They're like, you've walked right into our trap, Dom Toretto. And he's like, no, you're wrong. You trapped you with me. And then the first thing I do is I stand on an apple box and I make everybody else stand in holes so that I'm like 2.5 feet taller than them.
Right.
And then I just make them do that for a very long time until they all get tired of me and quit.
Sure.
So all the cultists have quit in the food court.
They got bummed.
They found working with me to be intolerable, so they've all quit.
Oh no!
Because they couldn't get over how obsessed I am with making myself appear taller than everyone. I have an apple box tied to each foot.
Oh, that's awesome.
You know how Short
like
Round
moon boots. They're like moon boots.
Yeah. I was thinking how Short Round had the blocks on his feet so he could drive because he was too short. That's what I look like.
Okay.
Just like with a big old apple box on each feet. So I'm walking around like Frankenstein.
Right.
But it's all right because listen, Dom's a wheel man if he's anything. So I got to grab some more wheels. And I grab one of the strollers and I say to myself, time to make this ride sexy, which just means I'm going to sit in it. And it's instantly sexy now. And then I press it grows a spoiler and NOS canisters. So I press the NOS button and zoom off into Legoland proper, ready to dispatch the rest of these cultists, Dave, who interrupted family time. I'm just smoothing things over with my brother John Cena, and they gotta come up. They gotta show up and start things, man, and start some stuff. I'm not about that. I'm not about that life. So yeah, that's fine.
All right. So we've defeated the food court successfully.
Yeah,
All right. So
it was a minor challenge, but we overcame it easily. Now the obstacles start to increase, Dave.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's how
so
storytelling
now
works.
we're in the Lego village next.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm walking into the Lego village. I'm talking to Eve, who's like telling me how great I am. And there's no one around in this Lego village.
Like the singer?
Yeah.
Okay. I haven't seen Triple X in a while.
Yeah, you should. You should see it in a while.
I should. That should never be a problem I'm having.
Yeah, you should watch it every month.
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. So I walk in the Lego village is empty, and I hear this slow clap. And I hear, congratulations, Xander. Or should I call you loser? Because those 3 X's on your neck are like strikes. And it's Samuel Jackson as Augustus Gibbons.
Oh, hell yeah.
And he tells me that that he needs. So he tells me that there's a price on my head. He tells me, he's like, like you're in it bad now. There's a cult and they're coming after you. He's like my exposition guy, right? And he explains everything, and then he like skyhooks out like in Batman, like he extreme leaves, and he leaves me there, and I hear and there's fucking dirt bikes with cultists on it, right?
Yeah.
And so where are we at Lego Village?
We're at Lego Village.
Yeah, and so these dirt bikes go fucking tooling out, but they also no, they're just dirt bikes. That's important.
Okay,
that's important.
All right, just dirt bikes. Got it.
They're just dirt bikes. It's
they're
very
just
important.
Humble dirt bikes.
Yeah, and 2 of them come right at me with the henchmen on either side. And what I do is, so I need to use the power extreme stunts. So and gadgets. So out of my head comes a bungee. And I duck down, and the bungee hits both of the dirt bikes, right? Mm-hmm. And they keep going, and the bungee stretches, and I bungee jump horizontally.
Oh, shit, Dave.
Yeah, I bungee jump horizontally, and I slam both of the dirt bike henchmen, right? And they get knocked off, and they explode. They both just explode. And I'm now riding 2 dirt bikes like skates. Can you picture it like roller skates?
Yeah.
Or I guess roller blades in this case. And then I hear, and there's more dirt bikes, and they're coming after me. So I steer with my hips these dirt bikes to a nearby lake, and I'm going so fast that the dirt bikes just become jet skis, right? And so I'm jet skiing on the dirt bikes on this lake, and the dirt bikes behind me, they dirt bike so fast they become jet skis, and I'm going over the waves. There's waves on this lake for some reason, and I'm splitting ducks in half, one after another, and I'm filming myself. I'm definitely filming myself, and I'm blasting Rammstein, and I circle around the other. Okay, so the other jet skis, I circle around, I make a wave, and I splash them, and I'm like, you're in the Xander wet zone.
The Xander zone.
You may get wet in the Xander zone. That's what I'll say.
Oh yeah, I mean yeah,
it's
that
Xander
sounds like something he would
zone.
say. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And I go off a jump, and now the tourists are watching because they think it's part of it. They think it's like SeaWorld where there's a stunt show, and I go off in a jump, and while I'm in the air, I have sex with several women.
Yeah, of course. Are they Lego women or are they regular women?
They can,
Both.
Yeah. One of each.
a mix.
One of each. Yeah.
An assortment.
And I whip out my parachute.
Yeah.
My parachute comes out, and I've hooked my. So you're probably wondering how I still have the dirt bikes.
I was wondering.
And it's because I've hooked my feet under the dirt bikes, right? And now there's several more cultists, and so what I do is I fling the dirt bikes at them, and it just grinds them in half, each one. And they weren't even doing anything; like they were just watching this spectacle. But they're dead.
Listen, they're cultists, Dave. They made their choice.
Yeah, exactly. And I release, so I'm still in the air, and I release my parachute, and it flies into the other dirt bike cultists.
Yeah,
right?
Of course. Yeah, obviously.
And it hits them in the face, and they fly off. They hit the water, instantly explode. The dirt bikes, though, are still flying, and so I land on their dirt bikes on the water. So I've now replaced my dirt bikes with, the new dirt bikes. And then a helicopter starts flying above me. I don't know where it came from, but it's here now. There's cultists in there. I'm still on the lake. I go off the lake, and I jump over one of the Lego, the models of a barn.
Yeah.
And the helicopter shoots a bullet into it, and it explodes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
It completely detonates as I'm going over it with my two dirt bikes.
Yeah.
And then I do a front flip, and I fling the dirt bikes back into the helicopter, and they explode. I'm filming myself this entire time.
Yeah, of course.
And while I'm in the air, I upload it to the internet, to LimeWire or whatever, because this is like 2003.
You airdrop it to your friend Tony Hawk.
Yeah, it's 2002. Yes. Yeah. Well, I email it to Tony Hawk.
Right. You got to email it as an attachment.
Yeah, he puts it on LimeWire, and he's like, get this. Xander Cage is off the hook. He's the world's greatest spy, but also really famous. And he's so
and
cool.
Also a detective, and also the king of the X Games.
Exactly. He's so many things.
What an incredible character, Dave.
He's so good. And I use my giant fucking coat to parachute the rest of the way down. And
it's got fur, right? It's got fur lining.
It's got fur lining, yes.
Yeah, of course it does.
And oh god, I have so many other things I want to do, but I'm going to actually save them.
Yeah, listen, you have 2 more sections of this park to get through, Dave.
Okay, and I guess that's it. That's what I do.
All right. I mean, the gauntlet's been thrown. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So Dom comes speeding up to the Lego Village on my on my souped up stroller, and I see that it's this sprawling, intricate Lego. I don't know. Let's say London. We'll say London. A little Lego replica London, and all these henchmen come out, and they're like, "You're ours, Dom." And I say, "We'll see about that." And then I take out this like magic amulet and shrink us all down to Lego Village size. But I make sure to leave myself a little bit taller than everybody else that I shrunk down. So I'm still the tallest little Lego boy.
Of course.
And then I hop into my fucking badass Camaro, but it's a Lego, but it's like a badass Camaro.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, let's do this. Straight through the streets of tiny, foggy London town. And then I speed down the Lego streets, flipping off my little Lego NOS canisters. And man, it's just awesome, dude. I'm like ramping up over the Louvre, which is in London now, I've decided. I ramp up over the Louvre, right, and I smash through one of the other cultists' like little cars, like prah, and he doesn't even know what happened. And then I drive up the side of Big Ben, and just ramming cultists with their shitty little awful cars out of the way, because none of them are a match for my souped up Camaro, which I also left a little bit bigger than everybody else's car. So it looks like it basically, you know when you would play with action figures from 2 different franchises and the scale wasn't quite the same. Like if you're playing with like G.I. Joes with Ninja Turtles, they're not on the same scale. Do you know what I'm saying? Like that's what it looks like. Like that's what it looks like. Like it's like I'm He-Man and everybody else is G.I. Joe.
Right.
And Dom's like, this is just the natural order of things. This is just how the magic works. The magic made this decision. It wasn't Dom. Listen, some things are just true, and other things are wisdom, and a third thing sometimes is magic. And everybody nods like I've just dropped some sage wisdom.
Right.
Because one thing about Dom, apart from the fact that he loves his family and he never apologizes for anything, is that he's just this font of wisdom. So I'm saying things like that as I'm slicing these Lego goons in half with my badass Camaro, just chopping their useless Lego sports cars in half like pickles, Dave, like loaves of bread. Which are the only two things that people cut in half. I ram a bunch of guys off a Lego Big Ben, and then I shoot a grappling hook out of the back of my Camaro, and it latches onto Lego Big Ben, and I swing around and just become a ballistic missile screaming towards fucking Tower Bridge. And I rip Lego Big Ben in half in the process, right? And it like whips off the back of my grappling hook, and the top of Big Ben, you know how it's kind of pointy at the top because it's like a clock? That stabs a bunch of the cultists' Lego cars. It skewers them into the ground like a kebab, and it's really cool.
That sounds cool.
It's in all the trailers, Dave.
Yeah.
It cuts to Ludacris saying something funny. Like he's like, I bet they know what time it is, as Big Ben crashes into him.
Right.
Then I smash into Tower Bridge. The whole tower fucking collapses into the Lego ocean, and I drive my Camaro expertly off the falling debris, so it's like a road. I drive across it in the sky as it's falling, Dave, and that part is also in the trailer.
Of course. Yeah.
And then I land in front of Parliament and peel out so much that I just rip all the Lego bricks out of the Lego street. So now it's just regular ground beneath me. That's how badass my Lego Camaro is. And then finally, all the other cultists, one of the cultists, we're going to play chicken in front of the Houses of Parliament. And he stops, he asks me, he said, "Why are you so much bigger than the rest of us?" And I was like, "It's just the way the cookie crumbles, baby." And then he gets mad and quits. The rest of the cultists quit. They're really annoyed that I'm so much bigger than them and that my car is just bigger than them for no reason.
Yeah, it's them. They're petty.
Yeah, they're really upset. They're really upset. I get into a passive-aggressive Instagram war with one of them, and he vows never to come back and do another attempt on Dominic Toretto's life.
That's fair, yeah.
So listen, that's one of my many bags of tricks is psychological warfare.
Exactly.
That's how it's not only muscle cars and pearls of wisdom, it's also psychological warfare.
Right. Yeah, he's a jack of all trades.
Yeah.
He's so good at everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I drive my car through Parliament just because, and it's fucking cool, Dave. I drive.
That sounds cool.
I drive through the chamber or whatever they call it when they're all wearing their wigs and yelling at each other.
Right.
And then I drive up through several floors, just zooming past like Sherlock Holmes and Hagrid and other characters from British history. And then I crash out of like the top floor window in my Camaro, and I fucking press an eject button, and I explode out of the top of my Camaro and grow in the air, Dave, in midair. I grow back to normal size.
Whoa.
And then my car ejector seat also grows back to normal size and grows into a badass normal size Camaro around me, like sort of like a transformer. And that part is in the trailer too.
Damn.
And then I crash back down on the regular size streets of Legoland, Dave. And it is on.
It is on.
It is on.
Yeah. All
right, I'm all done.
Fuck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, now we're at like kind of a third act break. We're at the Briction room for sexual encounters.
Oh, right. I forgot about that.
Well, I think this will be, at least for me, it's going to be pretty quick. So I show up in there, and there's many pretty ladies, and they're pole dancing, and I say, "Oh, the things I do for my country." And I have so much sex with them. So much sex.
Yeah. How much sex do you have?
that at the moment of climax, I yell Anarchy 99, and then I explode. I fucking explode.
Oh, hell
and,
yeah.
My fur coat goes flying onto the pavement, flaming, and so does my neck. My neck skin, like, flaps onto the pavement, still flaming, with 3 X's on it. And I am replaced by Ice Cube, who continues to have sex for me.
Does anybody notice you're different?
No. Nobody talks about it.
Are you really different, though?
I mean, I'm Ice Cube now.
That's true.
Yeah, and then I also just kind of vanish from the situation, and that's it. That's the Briction room for me. That's what I said. It's a short Briction room for me, but it's important. It's short but important because I turn into Ice Cube, and people don't watch as much. So they get less interested.
They're
like,
interest.
I kind of like that Xander Cage guy better.
Yeah. Tony Hawk stops answering your emails.
Yeah. No one films it.
No.
That's
All right.
it.
All right. So I guess it's my turn for the Briction room.
Yeah.
All right. So I ramp the Camaro off a Lego hot dog cart, which is both made of Legos and serving Lego hot dogs.
Of course. Yeah.
And I smash into the Briction room. And it's just full on sex. And then all these, Dave, all these sexy ladies appear. And they're all like, Dom, we want to be part of the family too. And then I'm like, I've only got eyes for Letty. That's her name, right?
I might as well be.
Yeah, Michelle Rodriguez. Except now she's, but of course, fans of the series know that Letty has been dead for 5 films. However, the cultists come into the Briction room as I'm, I have a single tear rolling. I'm having so much sex, Dave, but a single tear rolls down my eye because I miss Letty. And then the cultists come into the Briction room and they're like, "We've got a surprise for you, Dom," and they part like the Red Sea to reveal Letty with an eye patch, and she's also a zombie.
Right.
And Dave, they've brought Michelle Rodriguez back to life, and they've brainwashed her to be part of the cultists, and they're like, now you must do battle with the lady you love. And I'm like, whoa, that's deep. Better clear out of the Briction room, ladies. And they all leave. And we get into like a Lego fist fight. It's very sexy.
Right.
It's like the sword fighting scene. In The Mask of Zorro between Antonio Banderas and Catherine Zeta-Jones, except we're both much moister.
Sure.
The scene is much more moist.
Yeah, it sounds moist.
Everything is just drenched in like a fine morning dew.
Right.
So we trade playful punches back and forth until finally, like, Letty has me pinned because like I'm not gonna raise my hands against Letty. She's the zombie of my heart. And she's gonna stab me, and then I was like, all right, I know one thing that'll reach you. And I look into her eye, Dave, her remaining eye, and I just smolder as hard as I can. And then I just start saying things. I can't replicate it here because it's too dangerous.
Of course. But
when Dominic Toretto smolders, he smolders not only in the eyes, but also in the voice. His voice drops several more octaves. And he just says cool shit.
Right.
Like boulders, volcano, torque. And she's instantly, like, the brainwashing shatters. Like a tower of Legos that's been pushed over. The cultist hold upon her is broken, and she rips off her eye patch to reveal that she had 2 normal eyes. It's fine. Nice. It's all fine. She's not a zombie anymore. It's like, I actually was never dead. I was pretending to be dead. And there's this whole complicated backstory of how, like, Jason Statham blew her up, but not really.
Right.
And then she kicked Gina Carano out of an airplane. We get a bunch. It's confusing because you've only seen like 2 of the movies, so like you don't understand quite everything that's happening in the flashback.
Right.
But like you get the gist of it. You get the gist of it, that we're like cool and we're like back together again. Yeah.
And like, what? Yeah, what does it matter? You know.
And Letty's like, I'm gonna help you go defeat. It's like, listen, fucking, what's his name? I don't know who. Whatever we've decided the cult leader's name is, Mumra. Mumra is waiting for you at the top of the Legoland roller coaster. I'm like, I gotta go take care of business for the family. And she's like, I'm coming with you. I'm coming with you, Dominic Toretto. I'm like, no, Letty, I can't lose you again. You stay here in the Briction room. You stay here in the Briction room and watch my car. And as I'm talking, like, she doesn't quite notice, but I'm digging a very small hole and kind of just very, very surreptitiously kind of pushing her into it so she's standing in it so that I'm a little bit taller than her. Just a little bit. Like I already was, but I want to be a little bit more. Because I feel like it's important for the character that I be taller than everyone.
Right.
So anyways, as she's doing this, as she's speaking to me, I finish digging her little pit for her and have her stand in it. Like Kelly McGillis in Top Gun when she has to kiss Tom Cruise.
Right.
And I'm like, all right, but you stay here and watch my Camaro and the family. And I'll be right back. I'll take care of this Mumra once and for all. And then I hop back into my badass Camaro, Dave. Oh no, wait, she's gonna watch the Camaro. I pressed the NOS button on the side of my jeans, and a fucking Camaro grows out of my pants around me. So now I'm pantsless, but my pants are now a Camaro, Dave.
That's pretty great.
And then I race up to meet Mumra atop the Legoland roller coaster.
It's beautiful.
Yeah, man. It's poetry, Dave. It's poetry. Sometimes, some days you just have it. Some days it just comes to you.
It just comes to you.
I can feel the wind of divine inspiration in my ears.
Mm-hmm. Whistling in the ears.
Yeah.
So we've defeated the food court. We've defeated the Lego village and the Briction room for sexual encounters.
Yeah.
And now it's time for the roller coaster made of Legos. The Lego coaster.
It's a Lego. Yeah.
Yeah. And so the cultist leader is on the top of that. At this point, I think they don't even want to try to deal with us. But they're there, right? So do you think, I'm thinking they're on like on the roller coaster, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on the highest point, they're just standing there.
Yeah.
And for me, at least, they're like, get the fuck away from me, man. And I show up, I'm Vin Diesel. No one notices that I'm back.
No, why would they?
Like, no one says anything. I grind in on a party tray that I've improvised grinded while holding a metal suitcase, right? And I grind down like it's the entrance to the roller coaster, right? Mm-hmm. And I land on the front of the back of the line, and Toni Collette's there, and I hand her the suitcase. It's full of money. She takes it and leaves, and that's it for her. And then I just fuck my way to the front.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, the things I do for my country. and I Xander zone all the way to the front, except for there's like two people who won't budge. So I take out my gun, my Magnum, and I set it to the tranq darts because I'm James Bond, but extreme. And I tranq those to, like, I guess children. And I say they're in the Xander zone. And I step over
naturally.
them. Yeah, naturally. And so I'm like, oh, I can't do this alone. So I gather a team of like extreme young people. Like Ruby Rose is there.
Yeah.
There's like a DJ. Mm-hmm. There's a guy whose power is that they're just a DJ.
Dave, if you're gonna go on a mission with Xander Cage, you need a DJ.
Yeah. And I'm like, I need I get what is his name? The Hound. The Hound is there.
Oh, he is, isn't he?
He sure is, Tom.
The Hound is there.
Yeah. And I'm like, we got to do this together. And then I stick him in the back of the roller coaster car, and I'm like, you stay there. You don't do shit. You stay there. DJ, you play tunes. So the DJ starts fucking playing like house music, and we get on the roller coaster. And so what I do is I hook like a a cable to the front of the coaster, and to my belt, and I pull up my third or fourth chute, and I fucking do the what's it called? You do it behind boats. It's the
parasailing.
Thing. Parasailing.
No, wait, that's not right. Oh, wait, yeah, it is.
Yeah, I parasail on the roller coaster.
Yeah, because that's fucking sweet. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got my really I got my I got my what's it called? My special X-ray goggles.
Yeah.
You see, because I have those.
Uh huh. Yeah.
And I'm X-raying everything.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at women's underwear, and they are into it. They're into the fact that I'm doing that to them.
They can feel the X-ray specks upon them.
Yeah, they're so into it. And I'm shooting special bullets at them that have my phone number. So bullet, they still get shot by it. Like, it still breaks the skin. Yeah. But it doesn't go that far in. And then once you dig it out, you get Xander's phone number. My phone number is just a series of X's. It's XXX/XXXX. With area code XXX. Right?
Yeah, how do you dial that?
You just dial XXX.
That's true, yeah, you just keep smashing it on a touch-tone phone.
Yeah, and that'll call me on my fucking, like, what do I got? What kind of phone do I have? Like one of those, like Matrix phones that they briefly sold that, like, pops out. Like, I have an Extreme phone from the 2000s. Oh, yeah,
you do.
Yeah. What am I doing? Oh, right. So I'm going to get the main cultist. And I'm on this roller coaster. I'm up in the air for no reason. So I unclip. No, I don't unclip. What I do is I go, right? And I somehow use my muscle to pull myself to the ground, like downward while parasailing.
Yeah.
And
that's
it doesn't
extreme,
make sense.
Dave.
And by doing that, I actually lift up the front of the roller coaster, right? And it curls all the way around into like a giant, like, wheel, and I start rolling the entire the roller coaster car like a wheel.
Does Limp Bizkit appear and start singing their hit song "Rollin'"?
They can. I mean, the DJ can put it on.
That I think he should.
All right, I'll finger gun him.
Yeah,
and he'll put it on,
and he'll know.
And
what
so
that means.
even though I pulled it backwards, it starts rolling forwards, and the physics is so extreme because I'm extreme.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to explain it to me. I get it.
Yeah. And I use the parachute to, like, tie it all together, so it's this big wheel. So now it's rolling down the tracks, and it the cultist is just running for his life at this point, like, down the tracks, because he doesn't know what he's seeing. Like, this is like looking into the eyes of Cthulhu, you know? Like,
yeah, it's like looking at impossible geometry.
Exactly. He's completely lost his mind.
Yeah.
And he realizes in that moment that everything was for nothing. He was worshiping the wrong god. He should have been in the Xander zone.
Yeah.
Like, he should have been worshiping me as a god.
Altar of Cage.
Yeah, exactly. And I roll completely over him. And it murders him. And all the other cultists are watching.
Yeah.
As it murders him as we go over the main, like, hill of the roller coaster. So it goes in the air and it's spinning. And, like, the sun shines straight through the roller coaster loop that I've made.
Oh, yeah.
And all the cultists, in that moment, they all start tattooing X's onto their necks.
Oh, yeah. You have to when the inspiration hits you like that.
Yeah. And so in this roller coaster, I have sex with several beautiful women in the air. And behind me, a cargo plane explodes, and it projects the roller coaster through like a frisbee, right? It starts going, it turns, so it's like a tilt-a-whirl now, but it's going so fast that it just pins all my friends to the side, right?
Yeah. That sounds reasonable.
It blasts out of the park, right? And into a skate park.
Yeah.
And it it does like a skateboard thing. It like lands on the skateboard, it flips up, does this huge flip, and it turns out it's the X Games, and I win the X Games in that moment.
Yes.
And as I'm flying through the air, I grab the trophy from the X Games, and then I grab the trophy, and then we're still flying through the air, and I see a bunch of stuffy senators, like just they're protesting the X Games because they're like skateboarding's dangerous. That's so it's everybody's scared of skateboarding, and I say skateboarding's not a crime, and I clock them with the X Games trophy, and I decapitate every single one of them right into the Xander zone. And so it's still spinning, and it's going so fast now that it takes off straight towards the sun. And me and my extreme team and the DJ, we all from the force like merge into just a glorious being of light and extreme sports. And we truly enter the Xander zone, Tom. This nirvana that we ascend into the Xander zone. Mm-hmm. And in the sky forms 3 giant X's.
Yeah, the sun becomes 3 X's.
Yeah, well, they block out the sun, you see.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. And they filled the sky, and the entire world enters the Xander zone. And it's global peace, where everybody, everybody just lives and dies by extreme sports at that point.
As it should be, honestly.
As it should be, yeah.
Honestly.
And I sit on a throne of Red Bulls, and
a crown of like Zunes and Zumbas and fucking Sony Vios.
Oh yeah, so many Sony Vios.
PSPs. You got a PSP crown.
Oh yeah. I got PSPs up the ass. I have a bed of PSPs, and I use my beautiful detective skills to rain down like truths to the world.
Yes.
Yeah. And we are all together in the Xander zone.
Yes. 100%.
Yeah. I think that's it for me.
Man, what a glorious ending.
Yeah.
Mine's going to be a little less involved.
That's okay. That's okay. We're running out of time.
I think I blacked out in the middle of you talking. Okay. So my Camaro lands meatily on the Lego roller coaster, and I speed toward the top where Mumra's waiting. And I get toward the top, and Mumra uses magic, but also a rocket launcher to blow up my Camaro, and I have to leap out of it.
Sure.
And I it's in slow motion. It's really cool. Like I leap out of the driver's side door, right? As the car is like rolling in that direction. So I slide out of the car like an otter as the car goes flipping over ahead of me and past me and careening off the roller coaster. And that part is also in the trailer. So I get up, and now we're having a face off, and Mumra's like, haha, Dom, now I've got you. Finally, you've walked directly into my trap. I'm going to kill you and get all your Dom powers, and praise to the Nyarlathotep and the mother of 1,000 beasts, convergence, the black sun, blah, 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 whatever.
Right.
And that's exactly what Dom says, but he says it like really cool. Like he's like, blah, blah, blah. All you crazies are all the same. My Vin Diesel just sounds like Stallone, but you know what? It's fine. They're kind of the same guy.
Yeah. They are kind of the same guy.
They are kind of the same guy. And I said, listen, you tried to ruin family day. You tried to use my family against me when you sent Letty after me in the Briction room. And then you tried to turn the concept of family, like London, something about London. So Dom gets lost in his metaphor for a second. Because, it's been a long day, and the wisdom doesn't always come as easily as you'd like it to.
Yeah, it's true. It's true.
But then he says, like, looks like all you really needed to do was get some space. And Mumra's like, what? What do you mean? Well, your god Nyarlathotep is from space, right? Well, yeah, kind of. Like the space between space. It's like an interdimensional being. Well, let me help you make some space and clear some space. And let me give you some space. I make like 10 different space puns.
Right.
So the audience knows where this is going. But Mumra, the dramatic irony of this scene, you see, is that Mumra has not put these pieces together. So I tear off the rest of my clothes, right? With just like a snap, like I'm wearing like a snap workout suit. Just of one motion. And then the clothes in the air, Dave, much like my pants before them, turn into another Camaro.
Oh, fuck.
But this one's got like a gigantic engine on the back that I helped like some of my other family friends from previous films in the franchise build.
Right.
So it's this big souped up fuck off rocket ship engine on the back of my Camaro.
Right.
And then I turn and look at him as it's like it hits the ground, right? And like I have like a psychic link with it. Like that's like the NOS canister is in my brain.
Fuck.
And then so I click it, like I just kind of like I think about a button, and it clicks the NOS canister, and it starts peeling out, like getting ready, and you're just really burning rubber, sending Lego bricks out of this Lego roller coaster. And then I look at him, and I narrow my eyes, and I say, "It's time for you to reclaim your space." And then I hit another button in my brain, and the Camaro just takes off, Dave. And it fucking slams into Mumra at like, I don't know, 400 billion NOS infused miles per hour.
Oh, yeah.
And they just take off. It's like a shuttle launch in Florida. They just go zooming up through the atmosphere. He's clinging to the front of the Camaro, just tears streaming out of his face, not understanding what's happening to him. They leave the atmosphere, Dave. They're in space. This Camaro is just rocketing Mumra through space. He still doesn't understand what's happening to him. And then he's clinging to the front of the Camaro just for dear life. It's all he knows. It's the only solid ground he knows, even though he's doomed, Dave. He's doomed. He's in space. There's nowhere to go. But he's clinging to that Camaro like driftwood. And the Camaro just he turns around, he sees they're approaching the moon, and there's nothing he can do about it. So it's like a really, really cool like zoom up into his face, like it's the point of view of the moon, Dave, like coming up at him, and he like puts up his hand like, no, like right up in front of his face. And then Dave, the Camaro just smashes into the moon, like with him on its nose. So it like smashes him into the moon, and then the moon explodes, and it's fucking awesome.
Fuck.
And then Riddick appears.
Yeah, Riddick.
And then Riddick grabs Mumra, who's like mostly dead. He's pretty dead. But Riddick grabs Mumra, and he's like, "It's time for you to get a shine job." And then fucking turns him in to some bounty hunters, and they take fucking Mumra to Butcher Bay, Dave.
Oh, shit.
He goes to Riddick prison in space.
Oh, that's beautiful.
And then back down on the ground. I'm naked. I'm down 3 Camaros. I'm still taller than everybody else. Because,
way taller.
Because everybody else in Legoland has quit and refuses to work with me anymore. So by default, I am the tallest person at Legoland.
Oh, beautiful.
So this really was a great place to take the family, I say to myself. And then I like wiggle my nose like Bewitched, and another Camaro appears. I hop into the Camaro and speed back toward the family barbecue. I just kind of I don't even slow down as I'm driving past the Briction room. I kick open the door, and Michelle Rodriguez just dives in.
Right.
And a cool song plays. I don't know. It depends on what year this came out.
Right. It could have come out any year. And there'll be 10 more before it and after it.
Right.
Yeah.
So like a Macklemore song starts playing.
Beautiful.
And then we ride off into the sunset, and then we have some kind of fun exchange about how, we get back to the family house. Like, you just missed Brian. He had to go out and get more hot dog buns.
Oh, man. Yeah, they keep sending him out.
Keep just missing him. Yeah, keep just missing him. But that's the end of Dom's adventure at Legoland, man.
Oh, fuck. Yes. We did it.
We did do it.
Yeah, we did something. As always, something happened here today.
Yeah.
And it's up to you guys to decide what it was.
Yeah. We've given you all the tools. We've
is.
given you all the clues, Mr. Policeman. It is up to you. I just remembered I forgot to do something I wanted to do. I wanted to foot sweep Mumra so that his legs came off like below the knees. I wanted to chop his legs off below the knees with just a beefy fucking leg sweep. And then put shoes on his little stumps so that he would forever be shorter than me. And then I was going to hit him with the Camaro and take him to space.
Beautiful.
So pretend I did that.
Yeah, pretend. Yeah, everybody go plug that in.
Yeah.
Oh, beautiful. Oh, God. I feel cleansed.
I do. That was pretty sweet. We did it,
Yeah, that
Dave.
was fun. That was fun. I would watch both of those movies.
Yeah. At the same time, honestly.
At the same time?
I don't think you'd miss anything.
Yeah. Well, all right. I got to wrap things up because I got to go see a movie, Tom.
I know, Dave. I also have to see this movie.
Yeah. We did it, folks. Thanks so much for listening. I'm really, I'm feeling the vibes of this one. It's good. I'm soaking in it. But I hope that James Rainey is also soaking in it. Thank you to James Rainey for conceiving of this, whatever this is. I still don't think it's what James had in mind originally, but my goodness.
It's definitely become something.
It's something. It's not nothing, right? It's not nothing. That's what we should put under Draft Action Hero. It's not nothing. And listen, folks, this was through our Patreon. If you go to patreon.com/gamefullyunemployed, you can find all sorts of stuff on there for just $5 a month. You get access to a bunch of exclusive podcasts like Tom and Jeff Watch Batman, Fox Mulder's Maniac, Star Trek The Next Futurama, and Spiel Boys. We also watch movies every Friday night with our patrons. And there's a bunch of other stuff such as making your own custom podcasts, which is what this is. So check that out.
Yeah, you could unleash something like this upon the world. We also have a store. Head over to gamefullyunemployed.com where you can find a link to our Teespring store where we have all kinds of cool original artwork and designs you can get on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, posters, all kinds of things. So check that out, you goofs.
And keep Vin Diesel in your heart, in your family, and in your Xander zones.
And always a little bit taller than everyone else.
Always a little bit taller.
Very important to him.
Yeah. All right.
Bye.
Bye.